Hi everyone, so this was going to be a live class, but things didn't go according to plan, so I'm doing a normal pre-recorded class. This is a gentle yoga and yoga nidra, so we're going to do 20 minutes of just very gentle movement to stretch the body, release any achy, tired, tense muscles and tissues, and then we're going to lay down and get really comfortable for a deep rest and relaxation called Yoga Nidra. If you haven't done this before, it's a nice simple guided meditation that will bring you into a deep state of rest. So for all of this, you can be an absolute beginner to your yoga practice. You can be of any kind of ability. And if you don't have any props available, you will be able to make do just with a couple of cushions and a blanket or two, maybe just what you have lying around on the sofa. Okay, so there are two main themes that we will be visiting today in our yoga and our nidra practice. And the first one is that at this time of year, I find that myself and the people around me, we become very externally focused. Things are extra busy, there's lots of extra stuff going on, extra people coming into our lives, presents to buy, food to cook, extra people on the roads, all of that busy Christmas hecticness, which is lovely, but it does pull our attention out away from us and we place our attention much more into the outside world. So what I want to focus on today is just drawing that energy back in to allow you to take a moment to be able to connect with yourself, so that you may listen to how you're feeling and listen to what you may be needing at this moment in time. I also want to place a little bit of focus on something that we in the yoga call a parigraha. So this is non-attachment. We also, during this period of time, become very attached to our possessions and our outcomes, especially around the Christmas dinner and the present buying and all of the plans that we have with friends and family. And I want to just do a little bit of mindfulness around settling our attention into and savouring the simple, the more mundane, the more steady things in life. So again, it's just really about bringing our attention in away from all the outside world stuff and bringing our attention home to ourselves. So as you can see, I am 6 months pregnant at the moment. I have a nice little bump forming. I did an update video about all of that recently, so you can check that out on the video if you're interested. But this will all be floor-based and gentle for me as much as for you. Okay, so we are going to start in a seated position. You can sit yourself up onto a cushion and just allow yourself to sit up nice and tall for a moment. So allow your crown to reach up towards the ceiling, and if you feel inclined to, you can allow the eyes to close, softening the muscles in the face. And as you create a little bit of space between each vertebrae, that's the yang, the activity through the spine, allow yourself to soften as well. So soften the shoulders. You can give them a little circle or a little wriggle just to tune into them and help the shoulders settle and soften down away from the ears. Let your arms and your hands be soft. Let your face be soft. And your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. And allowing yourself to breathe a little deeper, breathing down into the belly now. So allowing the belly to expand as you breathe in. And fall as you breathe out. So you'll find as you watch your breath, that belly will rise first and then the chest will expand. And and then the chest will fall and the belly will fall. And you can add a little count in here as well if you want to. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. You can shorten that count or lengthen if you have a particularly short or long breath. Just keep this steady, deeper breath going for a little while. And pick up on any energy of rushing. If you're rushing forward, draw yourself back. Nothing to rush to now. No hurrying needed. Giving yourself this moment to arrive with your body and arrive with your breath. Notice how that breath out has a tendency to soften the body a little more each time. A couple more of these deeper, smoother breaths. Really allowing your energy, your attention to be drawn in away from any outside world happenings, anything you've been trying to be on top of today, and allowing your attention to really land with the feeling of that breath coming and going, as if nothing else in the world matters now, but the feeling of your breath. So relaxing now, the chest, the lungs, the breath, letting the breath be something a little bit more natural, a little bit less forced. And opening those eyes. And just begin keeping that spine nice and tall by bringing the chin down to the chest. And lifting the head up. And closing the jaw so that we stretch through the front part of the chin and the throat. Bring the head back to center, taking the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathing into any spaces that feel tense or tight. And encouraging the body to find a little bit more softness than maybe it has done today. So releasing tension, rigidity as we move. The breath is still there at the center. Bringing the head back to the middle, taking the right ear down to the right shoulder. And as we sit with the sensations in our body and the sensation of breathing. Just spending a little bit of time in the here and now. Letting everything else fall away for these moments that we have together now. So we're going to circle, bringing the head around. notice again if you're rushing and being quick rather than being slow and being mindful. Feel into your breath, feel into your body. Just a couple of circles, one way. And then when you're done in that direction, bring your head back in the opposite direction. Are your hands clenching? Is your brow furrowed? Is there any tension that can be released as you make these simple movements? Bring your head back to center. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, draw them down. Inhale, ears to shoulders. Exhale, down. One more, inhale up. And exhale, down. Circling back. Twice. Circling forwards. You might have a few crackles going on in your shoulders. And then bringing fingertips to shoulders nice and lightly. Bringing the elbows together. And just a nice slow and mindful movement backwards. And we're making circles with the elbows. So I'm going to do 3, nice and slow. Inhale up. Exhale down, really opening up that chest. Inhale up. Exhale down, nice. And then when you bring your elbows together this time, drop the elbows backwards. So we're going in the opposite direction, really opening the chest, lifting high, elbows together, and down. So try to release any rigidity when you're moving. So if your spine wants to arch a little bit at the top, let it. If it wants to curve a little bit at the bottom, let it. We want to be yin-like even in our movement. So you guys know me for yin yoga, a soft and passive practice. We can introduce yin even into movement. Okay, so releasing from that, give the shoulders just a little wriggle. Okay, so we're going to just take a side bend, taking your fingertips down to the left-hand side. Inhale, take your arm up nice and tall, and then on an exhale, just walk those fingertips to the left. I won't be going very far today, as my pregnant body is changing and asking different things from me right now. You can walk your hands out just as far as feels right to you. You can even come down onto a forearm. But try to keep this right side, right knee, right sitting bone grounding down into the floor. As you stretch into this side of the body, open up the rib cage and breathe into this side of this rib cage. And back to the middle. Same on the other side. So we're going to walk, take the right hand down, take the left arm up, and walk the right fingers out to the side, just as far as feels right for you. Sending your breath into that left side of the body, expanding out into the left side of the rib cage. Back to center. Left hand onto left knee, right hands or fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen nice and tall. Exhale, twist over your right shoulder to your own perfect degree. So looking over the left shoulder and rotating the rib cage over to the right as well. So you can breathe a little smoother, a little deeper. And on the inhale, sit tall. On the exhale, twist. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist. Be here with your breath, be here with your body. Keeping the left hand on the left knee, but taking now the right arm up, extending up into the air, coming up and over and taking that right hand down onto the left knee, so our arms are crossed and allowing our body to fold forwards here. So you can either just stay here, reaching the hands as far as you can to the outer edge of the knee, so you open between the shoulder blades, or you can give just a very gentle rock from side to side. Just opening into the back of the body. And again, don't be rigid, don't be tense, just moving away. That feels really, really good to your body. Everything we do is slow, so that it may be mindful. Good, and then coming back up, shoulders back and down. We'll take the right hand onto the left knee, take the left fingertips behind you, inhale nice and tall, exhale twist over that left shoulder. Inhale tall, exhale twist over the left shoulder. You can draw that belly button in, but you can be soft in the shoulders, easing the shoulders down away from the ears. Keeping the face soft and the breath smooth. Okay, so keeping that right hand on that left knee, taking the left arm up and over to the right knee, dropping the body down, and maybe we're going to rock again from side to side. Maybe we're going to be still and reach the arms in opposite directions, crossing as much as we can to open between the shoulder blades. Maybe a little bit of the two, a little bit of movement and stretch. And then inhale, coming back up to seated. Roll those shoulders up and back. Coming off of your cushion, some of you may be very relieved, come out of a seated position. And you get a good view of the bump from the side now. So we're going to come into our cat-cow. So onto all fours, wrists underneath shoulders and knees underneath hips. On and inhale, drop that belly down, lift the head up, draw the shoulders back away from the ears, and the shoulder blades here in this position come together. So on our next exhale, we're going to round the spine. We tuck the pelvis in, we drop the head down, we push the floor away, and we allow the shoulder blades to part as we push the floor away from us. So let's move between the two. Inhale, look up. Draw those shoulder blades together. Exhale, look down. Part those shoulder blades as you push the floor away. So inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Just moving in time with your own breath. Breathing as slowly and steadily as you need, letting your body follow the rhythm of your breath. just dropping back into child's pose for a moment. Let's stop the movement. So you can have your knees closer together or further apart, depending on what's more comfortable for you. You can make a pillow for your head with your fists, or your head can come to the floor. Just take a moment here to soften all of those muscles around the shoulders, the arms, everything really. The whole weight of the body gives itself over to the floor. And just let yourself get still for a moment. Nothing to do, nowhere else to be. Just a little window of opportunity to breathe a little deeper. To draw our attention into ourselves. Coming up onto all fours once more. If you have a blanket, pop that blanket underneath your knees. If you're on carpet, you might be alright without this. For a puppy pose. This is a yin posture. Often we'll be in this for a few minutes, but we're going to do this just for a minute or so. So onto all fours. We want to keep the hips directly over the knees. You can come to your forearms to begin with. And then you can bring your head to the floor, walking the arms out further in front of you. Allowing your back to arch. You can bring a hand down to either shoulder. And you just want to find a position where you don't feel like you're falling forwards or backwards. So balancing the hips at the right point over the tops of the knees, where you find yourself just settling comfortably without slipping forwards or backwards. Knees are roughly hip distance apart, but can come a little wider if you need. Relaxing the spine, so we let the chest drop towards the floor. Arching the spine, opening the chest. And if this is too much for your knees or your shoulders, I want you to lay onto your back. Place your cushion or your blanket under the back to get that arch. And just simply open the arms up in a cactus arms or a Y shape above your head. Breathing a little deeper. Sending that breath into any tight, tense, rigid areas of the body that need clearing out. Last few breaths here. And coming back up onto all fours, just staying on all fours for a moment. Just rock those hips from side to side. And into some circles. So this is the point where I'm going to ask you to really get out of your head. Don't think about the movement. But just let your body move in a way that just feels so good to you. So instinctive movement. And it requires us to just lose some of that rigidity that we carry. In the opposite direction, changing the direction that you're circling those hips. Your body might want to move a little bit differently on this side. Just slow yourself down. Good stuff. Bringing your knees towards your hands into a kneeling position. And we are ready now for our Yoga Nidra. So I'm going to ask you to find a very comfortable position for your body. And we're going to be laying on the floor. So what you can do is have a couple of cushions or a bolster if you're lucky enough to have a yoga bolster underneath the legs. You can even place your feet up onto blocks or cushions as well to elevate them a little bit. You can have a cushion under the back of your head, and you can have a blanket over your body. Use an eye mask or an eye pillow. Use a couple of blankets if you need to. So take a few moments to really settle yourself into like a little nest where you just feel super, super comfortable. And we're in a Shavasana pose, so the arms are relaxed out to the sides. So if any of you find that laying on your back isn't right for you, so I can't lay on my back for too long whilst I am growing this baby, so I will be laying on my side. And if any of you find that you're more comfortable on your side, you can have a cushion under the head, you can have a cushion or a bolster between the legs, and again you can have a blanket over the body. Okay, so one of these two positions hopefully will suit you. Okay, so when you've found your comfortable position, take as much time as you need. We're in no hurry from here on out. When and if it feels right to you, you can allow your eyes to close in a way that you just allow the eyelids to become heavy. And you find them dropping. You find the muscles around your eyes becoming more soft. Your forehead releases itself just the most subtle amount. Your jaw is willing to let go a little bit, and your tongue begins to relax in the mouth. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. And just taking a moment to ask yourself if there is any way that you could make yourself feel more comfortable, more supported, more nurtured in this moment. Are there any adjustments that need to be made? And then making those adjustments now. And in a period of time that can be very much about how much we can get done. All those extra jobs and chores, people around us that we pour more attention into. We enter into this space now, knowing that there is nothing that needs to be achieved. As we begin to soften our body, we allow efforts to begin to fall away from us. Our body that has been moving around, putting effort in, getting things done, is now allowed instead to just let go. I give you and you give yourself full and absolute permission to do that. Each time that you breathe out, allowing yourself to let go just a little bit more than the breath before. Giving your body absolute permission to let go and be effortless in these moments. And each time that you breathe out and soften a little more, you may find yourself sinking a little bit more into the floor and feeling a little bit heavier as you sink deeper, as you let go. And you just allow yourself to become heavy now. And you even begin to enjoy the feeling of support as you feel the earth beneath you, fully supporting every inch of your body and every inch of your relaxation. And you feel the earth beneath you, willing to hold you and support you in this moment as you let go. Breathing out, letting go. And you find yourself now in no hurry to get to anywhere or anything. And willing instead just to savor this moment. You even find that even the bones are starting to feel heavy. And it feels almost like even they are wanting to sink towards the floor. Every ounce of effort that we have is allowed to fall away from us. And instead of action or doing, in its place now, we find a feeling of stillness. And we encourage and allow that feeling of stillness to arise. Feeling it as counteractive to all of the doing that has been going on lately. The sweetness of inactivity and the sweetness of absolute and complete permission that we have in this moment to be completely still, to not need to go anywhere or do anything or please anyone, the sweetness of that permission and that stillness. And sinking into rest, knowing that as we observe nature during the winter months, during this December month, we notice all around us an innate intelligence in nature to stop and to rest. We watch nature in winter sinking into a very deep state of rest, unapologetically, knowing that that is absolutely needed. And we are open to following that wisdom now as we breathe out and soften, as we allow our bodies time to stop. We know we're following an innate wisdom and an understanding of the need for rest. You find your body embracing that rest. Even the mind now is following the example the body has been setting. Each time that you breathe out, you find that your mind is more willing to soften its efforts. Find that instead of thoughts continuing, thoughts and subjects tend to just fall off and fall away from you a little bit more now. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Go of the need for thinking, analysing, figuring out, getting ahead. The mind's mental efforts are allowed to soften now. And although that doesn't mean that the mind goes away or becomes silent, it just means that you have given your mind permission to not work quite as hard as maybe it has been. And you remind yourself that in this moment, all of those things that we usually try to keep on top of are not here for you to deal with. And that there is nothing to figure out, nothing to get ahead of, nothing to remember, nothing to control, nothing to make happen. And so it is okay to allow this time for mental rest. Bring your awareness now down to your toes, and we will scan through the body together, offering the body an opportunity to soften even more than it has done. So bringing your awareness down to your toes and becoming aware of just the felt sense of the toes. So just feeling the presence of them, the big toes and all of the little toes, on the left, on the right, allowing the toes to let go. Bring your attention up through the feet and scanning along the pads of the feet, the arches of the feet, the heels, allowing each area to completely soften as you move through it. Scanning along the top of the feet. Now up into the ankles. Feeling and sensing the presence of these areas. The left foot, the right foot. And without force or pressure, allowing the feet to let go completely. All of the muscles in the left ankle, the right ankle. And moving up into the calves, the shins. Getting into the left knee and the right knee. Around the fronts of the knees and the backs of the knees. Connecting with the feeling, the presence of that area of your body. And allowing the knees to just totally let go. Moving up into the thighs, around the fronts of the thighs. On the left, on the right. Around the backs of the thighs, allowing the thighs to just completely let go now. Allowing the hips, all of those big muscles in and around the hip joints, around the front of the hips, left buttock and right buttock, the genitals, allowing all of those muscles to rest, to let go completely. Moving up around the waistline, up to the stomach. Allowing all the muscles around the stomach to let go. We often hold our stomachs in and tense our stomachs up. But now the belly has permission to just be soft. As you let the belly release, you may find that you're even able to allow the organs in the stomach to release and relax. The muscles in the lower back are letting go. Middle back, the upper back and shoulders, feel into the rib cage, noticing the way the rib cage expands and contracts gently as we breathe. Giving the chest, the rib cage, permission to become even more relaxed than it is already. So the breath is allowed to be effortless. As if it's just happening on its own, automatically, with zero effort from anywhere. And as the chest becomes more relaxed, find that even the lungs are relaxing. Even the heart is allowed to relax in the chest. Shoulders are just giving up and giving over, giving themselves back to the floor beneath you. The whole of the collarbone, shoulder blades, the tops of the arms, are just giving themselves over to the floor and letting go absolutely and completely. The elbows soften up. The lower arms let go, left, right. Left wrist and the right wrist let go. Palms are soft. tops of the hands are soft. Feeling into these areas, connecting with them, being with them, allowing them to release. Thumbs, index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, and little fingers. As we move through the body, we may even find a sense of appreciation for these areas of the body, as our attention has been drawn out into all of the other important things. It's easy to forget our hands and get the things done, our lungs that bring the fresh oxygen, our feet that take us where we need to go. So as you find now that there is this feeling that the arms, the body, the legs have just given themselves over to rest completely. Feeling that sense of appreciation for the body, for all that it does for us. Sending it love and permission to rest. Bringing your attention up to the throat and the neck. And moving up from the collarbone, allowing the muscles around the front of the neck to let go. And around the back of the neck to let go. Allowing the muscles in the throat to soften. Allowing the jaw to relax a little more. Allowing the tongue to relax in the mouth, especially those muscles at the root of the tongue. Allowing the bottom lip to let go. And the top lip to let go. Allowing the left cheek and the right cheek to soften. Allowing the muscles around the eyes, around the left eye and the right eye. Feeling the feeling of the eyelids gently touching, the eyebrows relaxing, the eyelids being soft. forehead is letting go. Releasing any hint or trace of expression from the face. As we move through our world, there is often a mask that we hold in place. Sometimes natural, free-flowing expressions, and sometimes tension from the face, a forced smile or a tense brow, allowing any sense or need for expression to just fall away from the face now, allowing yourself to be as you are and where you are in this moment. No need for any mask or any effort from the face. Feeling into the left ear and the right ear. Aware of the whole of the back of the head. And just spending a few moments now, just you and your body, feeling into the presence of the whole of the body. Giving your body every bit of permission that it needs to rest and restore. Perhaps sensing how important it is to allow yourself to winter in this way, to stop and withdraw and rest, and feeling how the body welcomes and sinks into that rest as if it knows exactly what to do. Taking a moment now to just ask, are there any needs that you have had that haven't been being met? Is there anything that you or your body needs from you over the next day or over the next few days? Maybe you haven't had the time to notice. The gift of bringing your attention inwards is that it gives you a chance to come home to you and your needs. And we forget that we have an ability to know. We have natural instincts to know just what we need when we need it. So trusting your innate intelligence, your wisdom, and your intuition that lies in every single one of us. And this may be very instinctive, so we don't need to go searching with our minds. Is there anything that your body needs from you, or that you need from you over this Christmas period? Remembering as you may be trying to take care of so many other people over the next few days, over this Christmas period, that you will have so much more to give to others when you fill up your own cup first. So we will close with that insight or intention to give whatever it is that we need to ourselves, and to maybe continue to ask that question if there was nothing that occurred to you in that moment. It may come to you in the next few hours or the next day or so. What do I need right now in this moment? Taking a nice big deep breath in with me now, all the way up to the very top, in through the nose. Holding your breath at the very top and out through the mouth. Again, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more slow deep breath in and out. Slowly begin to introduce movement with a little wriggle of your fingers and toes, coming back into your space that you're in, becoming aware once more of the environment around you. You may want to drop your head down from side to side slowly, just stretching a little into each side of your neck. And bringing your feet together and your hands together, taking those arms up above your body and just enjoying the simple pleasure of a stretch from head to toe through every inch of tissue. And coming out from that, rolling over onto your right side and just pausing on your side for a moment. Taking a few breaths there, we're in no hurry. We're aware of the breath, we're aware of the room around us. You may be keeping your eyes closed or your gaze down low at the moment. Just bringing yourself back in your own way. Coming up to seated nice and slowly. And settling once again with a long spine, soft shoulders and a soft face. And keeping those eyes either closed or gaze low. Rubbing the palms together. Create some heat between those palms and take the hands up to the eyes, just gently cupping over the eyes. Opening your eyes to the darkness of your palms. keeping your gaze low, taking your hands into prayer position, lower your nose to your fingertips. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you everybody, I hope you enjoyed your Yoga Nidra. So you can use this practice at any time that you need to throughout the holiday period, and remember that it's incredibly powerful for calming the nervous system, so stepping us from fight or flight down into rest and restore. So that's a change in the way the nervous system is working, and it's powerful stuff. And it's really good for grounding, really good for checking in, and really, really good for getting a deep sense of rest when we need it. So I hope you enjoy this practice. I hope you come back to it again. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, just hit the subscribe and the little bell and you'll be notified when my videos go live. I hope you will have a really beautiful Christmas together. Thank you for being here with me this year. Thank you for your presence and your encouragement and your love. And let me know in the comments below how you found that practice. Let me know what you're up to this Christmas, and I will see you in the new year. Namaste.